4 games to go. What is the mindset, approach? What do you guys want to do heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, just continuing to to work on ourselves and the things that we want to get better at. Defensively, continue to work on transition defense, making sure that we're doing a good job with that. And then on offense, continue the rhythm that we found, which is playing with more pace, trying to play faster. That's kind of where we're at.
How has your evolution as a player played into that and enabled you guys to play at that pace?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, it's different. I've always liked to play at a fast pace, but now that I'm shooting to shoot threes a lot of the times, like, it obviously changes the dynamic of our team. I feel like it gives us more space. It gives our guys more room to penetrate and get to the basket, and that's just a different layer that the defense has to worry about.
How confident are you in the long ball right now? 3 times this season you've hit a career high 6 threes, and it has certainly, I mean, this offense at the beginning of the season was on record pace.
Yeah, just confident. We've been working pretty hard all year, and yeah, just staying ready and taking advantage. But most proud of our offense, especially. I feel like we've kind of found it again early in the year. I think we had it, for whatever reason, lost it there a little bit, and slowly but surely we're getting it back. And now it's making sure that we stay consistent with the things that we're doing.
And then Joe continues to tell us that your offense translates to defense. Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, I think that the easiest way to put it is, usually when we make good decisions on offense, it puts our defense in a really good place. Teams have to go against their set defense, as opposed to when we're turning the ball over, and the other team gets advantage. They get it going, and I think it affects us. So, it's important that we take care of the ball, and we've talked about this. We talked about it last year. We've talked about it this year, but it is true. When we're doing a better job and we're getting to our spaces, which is a big thing for us, it makes everything better.
One guy very good in that half-court defense, Derrick White. Do you think, should he be considered for the all-defensive team?
Yeah, there's no question. Absolutely. I mean, it's not even a consider. I mean, I personally think he's probably first-team all-defense already, just off the fact, I mean, you look around, and it's one of those things that we can't get caught up in names and reputations over the years. Focus on this year, focus on what he's done, on the success of our team. It's a big part of that. There's no argument.
How unique is it what he does at the guard position?
It's very impressive. His instincts, how hard he plays. He's really working hard out there. He's trying to play the right way. He's doing the right things, and it's very clear. He's I don't have to oversell it. I mean, you just have to look at what it is. He is first-team all-defense.
I mean, we can put your name up there for that too, Al. For the record, any season, actually. Back to the road ahead. The next 3 teams you face could be possible playoff matchups. Does that affect anything? Do you not want to show too much? Do you?
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Hard on the details.
Honestly, we just want to be playing continue to play good basketball. At this point, I feel like everybody's seen everything that we have. I think that the intensity of the games are probably going to be playoff-like. That's my sense, especially Toronto, Atlanta, because they're fighting to be in, and those are potential matchups that we may see. So yeah, I think it's going to be the intensity is going to be up, and it's different than in the past with this whole play-in tie-in, because I feel like every game now it's like meaningful these last few weeks, which is a good thing.
That was the hope, yeah. That's what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
How closely are you watching the standings and games every night?
Very closely. I am following along. I'm glad that we're not in that, in that mix. And I even look at the West too. I'm like, man, it's unbelievable. Like some of the stuff that's going on over there. So I actually been watching it, and I think that this whole playing thing makes you watch it, because normally in the past you would have an idea of who you might be playing and things like that. But right now, you don't know. So yeah, I've been following.
For better or for worse, you don't know.
Yeah.
That's true. For Philly specifically, and I know I've asked you this many, many times, but are there any extra emotions going in? Do you hear the way the fans react to you when we're in that building?
Absolutely. I definitely hear it. But for me, at the end of the day, I'm focused on what I need to do, and helping my team, our team, putting us in the best position to win games.
They signed you partly because you were a Joel Embiid stopper, and when I asked Joe about that specifically, what makes you so good in those positions, he said a lot of it is attention to detail and knowing people's tendencies. What are the details in dealing with a guy like Joel Embiid?
Yeah, I mean, it's about being solid, but more than anything, when you have guys like that he continues to make leaps on his offensive game. And I've said it even back then, like it's a team effort when you have to guard a guy like that. Everybody has to understand their roles, their positions, their assignments on defense, and we all have to execute it. So it's not about one guy. We all just have to make sure that we're disciplined and that we're doing the things that we need to do.
He also, for a very large man, you can push him over like a feather. How challenging is it? That's a personal opinion. How challenging is it for that entire Philly team to defend without fouling?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. That they seek for those a lot of the times. That's part of what they do, and for us, it's just making sure that we're doing a good job, that we're solid, and to like you said, it's discipline. We have to try to be as disciplined as we can on the defensive end.
And then last thing for me, trash talk, a very controversial topic at the moment. But one of our favorite things that you do is when you signal for the timeout for the other team, when you can feel that coming. How did that start, and how much joy does that bring you to do in those moments?
Brings me a lot of joy. Brings me happiness. It does. I guess you can say that's trash talk. I'm not really talking, but I guess it's it's just something natural. I really don't know. Again, when this kind of came up, when I'm out there in the game, I'm so focused and locked in on the things that I need to do, but I also enjoy the process. I'm not the most demonstrative person at times, but sometimes I do stuff and the guys kind of catch on to it. They like it, and I just kind of keep it going. So I don't do it every time, but when it comes out type thing. And when I'm doing all that, I'm really having fun with my guys. It's not even about the other team. Like, I'm looking at the bench and the guys are going crazy. They're all excited. So that's what I'm about there.
We enjoy it as well. Al, thank you very much for the time.
Thank you.
Presented by your New England Ford dealers. Built for America. Built Ford proud.